Hello, welcome back to another episode of Out of Stand Nation.
We got a full group and lineup this time.
Yeah, it's all of us. We had to with the lineup for this week's episode.
Oh yeah, nobody.
We absolutely need all three of us, man. We can't miss out on this. So speaking of hot releases, hot debuts, come on, bring it in, man. Nick, who we got?
All right, so we got a new debut. This is Hot ISSUE with their debut song Gratata. And so a big thing is going into a new debut like this is you don't really know what their style is. A lot of the time you see very I would guess very neutral types of songs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know, somewhat girl crush, maybe a little bit cutesy kind of aspects. Yeah, Hot ISSUE took that normal concept and threw that out the window and then went with whatever they wanted.
Yeah, they went forced and like, oh yeah, no, this is our concept.
Yeah, they said this is us and deal with it.
Yep.
So it is very girl crush. But also it's weird. It's like innocent girl crush.
Yeah, it's a fun girl crush. I mean, I'm kind of reminded a little bit of ITZY with Dollar Dollar. Just a little bit.
A little
in terms
bit
of feel.
Yeah.
Not so much of the song.
Mm-hmm. Definitely feels very similar to like Dala Dala.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that chorus was very interesting. Doing the alliteration to kind of employ the catchiness is kind of weird, I guess, but it worked.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is a big part of what they were going for. If your debut song is catchy, that can help promote your group pretty significantly.
And it is catchy.
Yep. It is a very catchy song. The high usage of again with that word, that onomatopoeia.
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 So we saw something very similar with Tribe with Doom Doom Ta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you know that's been the trend, right, for the past couple years or so. It comes and goes as a trend. And I mean, I'm not against it. I thought it was a fun song. I thought it was catchy. It was exactly, the kind of thing that like I was ready for.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially since like a lot of the other releases that we get over the past few weeks have been a lot of like ballads, a lot of R&B, indie acoustic or acoustic pop. So seeing something like this come up has been a very nice breath of fresh air for me.
Yeah. I mean, considering last week, you weren't here, but Nick and I were talking, and the songs were like very many connecting with like fans and whatever. This is with this it's a debut, and to contrast like last week, this is high energy. This is like in your face.
Yep.
And
yeah, absolutely. Just unadulterated fun.
Yeah.
Straight up. So I mean that caught my attention right away. I'm already looking forward to the next release. See what they do next.
Yeah.
I will definitely say one thing I will be looking for is I'll be looking for more. I mean, I know they're rookies, but Gen 4 hits different. But more vocal skillful song. You know, I want to be looking for something that's a little more vocally challenging because this song is really not.
Yeah, it's very.
It's
chanty.
more like, hey, this is us, and then we move on.
Yeah.
But I want something that kind of showcases what they've got, almost like a why I should stand. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right. I mean, this song is I feel like it definitely is mainly to grab your attention and like put them in your face.
Yep.
And like they are taking some characteristics from like very popular fun girl cushy concepts, and just putting it forth with the outfits, kind of like the angles of how they shoot the camera, showing like that charisma that each member has.
Yeah, because like when ITZY debuted with Dala Dala, like we already knew that was gonna set the tone for the coming years, and we were seeing that, right? we're seeing that here with Hot Issue. We've seen it with Tribe. Some of the other girl groups that have debuted as well. And I think like I don't know. I'm not complaining. Like I like it. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I got nothing to complain about really.
Like, because I very much agree with Nick as well. It's not a very complicated MV either.
No.
Video wise, song wise, it's not very complicated, but it just is honestly just intriguing just to see how it is, and then it's honestly a really great start to like the spring and summer season with this high energy thing. It's nice to have some of those songs to just get you hyped up. I'm still in extremely fairly cold weather, so I'm not experiencing the heat yet.
Yeah. Well, so I'm already looking forward to these girls being like my next, like, I don't know, kind of fun cheerleader type of group. Like not only like the bright imagery or whatever, but like just that fun and the chantiness of their vocal deliveries. Nick said, would love to see some more something like more vocally challenging to see how well-rounded this group is. And with their choreography, we do see a lot of charisma with these girls. So they're doing good. They do a good job of kind of showing that part of their skill. So let's hear it vocally as well. And I don't know, maybe the B-sides on the album will showcase that as well. So have yet to actually preview that the album myself. So
I haven't seen the B-sides either, but definitely looking forward to listening to the other songs. I don't know if this is a single or is this a like mini album.
At least a EP. I would like to see at least an EP with like 2 or 3 B-sides. So
I'm pretty sure it is an album because it says the album is called Issue Maker.
Okay.
Okay. So, I really would like to see more. So, I mean, they've already got our attention here. It's a strong debut. So
yeah, it's a mini album.
Okay.
It's only 270,000 views on 1K. What about for their channel? Do you guys know?
I do not know.
I do not either.
So hopefully, this isn't gonna be one of those groups that just kind of fall off. 4.8 million views on their official channel. So it's already
nice.
That's a pretty solid debut.
That's a pretty good debut.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Nick, or you guys got anything else?
No.
I think I'm ready.
Just keep watching this debut because it's a hot release, just not an issue really kind of release. If that makes sense.
I saw what you're trying to do there.
Yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work.
No.
But let's go with something that does. Let's go with our next releases, which is something that does work.
Yeah. So this is so this artist, he debuted in 2015, and there's a gap in his discography. So he's had releases every year for the past 3 years, but between 2019 and 2015 with his debut, there was like no albums being released. So, but it looks like he's here to stay. This is Ruiz, and this song for this MV is called "Ma Babe." So,
and it is such a bop.
It is a bop. You are correct.
Man.
So
we collectively got blown away by this.
Yeah. So I remember we were talking about it a few weeks ago. We said now that we're getting into spring and summer, we'll start to see these kind of melancholic, refreshing type of feel of songs, and that's very much what this is. Very much refreshing, and like you see them at the beach, you see them a lot of outside shots.
Yeah.
And the music very much reflects that. It's a very nice, very open soundstage.
It's smooth deliveries.
Yeah, super smooth deliveries. I wouldn't call it R&B, but it definitely has a lot of R&B elements kind of infused into it. So I also really like the wispiness of his voice.
Yep.
It definitely adds a very nice effect onto the song in general.
Yep. Yeah, this is I don't know. It's more like a really bright funk, and that's where it kind of goes into like the R&B vibe with that brightness of this kind of funkiness to it. So this is also very similar in feel to 2019's Eric Nam's Runaway. And it came out at around the same time of the year. And this is hitting all the right notes for me in all the same ways with that song. And you guys know I loved Eric Nam's Runaway, and it's still on my playlist. This one's going to go on my playlist too for all the same reasons.
Yeah, this is like one of those like young love kind of music videos, and you really see that in like how they kind of use the kind of shots as well. It's very reminiscent with the whole texture to make it look like an old film. And having that kind of like echo that's added to his voice as well helps to add to that like old-timey memory kind of feel, and it's just makes it so much more beautiful.
It also helps too that the song is a bit of a timeless style, because we've seen styles like this right from a decade ago, 2 decades ago, 3 decades ago. We just updated sound mixing and mastering. This is a song that could be at home in like the 80s, the 90s. So it is a very timeless style.
And I think that works definitely well for him anyway. Like especially with his voice,
with his like, vocal timbre, that wispiness,
So like, I think this is the first I've heard of this artist. But so far I'm super impressed.
Same, and I actually before we started recording, I dropped a link to a music video that he released 3 months ago as well, and I'll also put that into the description. Very much in a similar style, and just like with this song, that song is also in all English. So, but looking at his photo, he is Korean. So he's, or at the very least, maybe half, but
who knows?
That his English is pretty flawless.
So like basically you don't need like a translation to enjoy this. if you're on an English speaking only, you don't need a translation to enjoy this song.
So again, this song it really is nostalgic, because we've also heard some songs like this in American kind of like in the American music scene, like 10 years ago, 11 years ago. So definitely.
And also, the song's criminally underrated.
Bro,
it is.
How many views is it right now?
3,000.
Yeah.
What? 3,000.
Yeah.
It needs to be bumped up.
Honestly.
Like, this song is like incredibly beautiful. Because it hits that part of like that kind of like relationship that everybody wishes that they had. And like, don't get me, because there are a lot of like people who go through bad relationships, and this kind of hits the part where you're still experiencing maybe your first relationship, or like the beginning,
or like the early parts of the relationship, where it's still like that fresh kind of like the bubbliness.
That honeymoon phase.
Yeah. I get that. I also really liked the almost like self-produced aspect of this. Where they put that film grain over, obviously the weird aspect ratio,
the super old aspect ratio.
Yep, and you have like the timer in the corner recording for recording. I also think it's really reflected pretty well in the music, because the music is simple, but they didn't use, like, if you took out his voice and a few instruments, it would be literally a lo-fi track. So
I was really I was really, really happy that, for one, I wasn't the one who posted it into the chat, but I was about to, and then I saw like someone else had already beat me to it, so I'm like, all right, cool. And then, just seeing like the way it rated, like, wow, I wasn't the only one who's had quite a few things to say about the song, so I was really glad.
Like, it's one of those songs where, like, honestly, you can just chill to. Like, you don't have to get up and dance. You can have a nice cup of coffee and just bob your head and just enjoy the song.
And if you weren't in a good mood, the song will put you in a good mood.
Oh, definitely. Like, you could be tired after work, tired from school, and it's gonna perk you up. It's gonna make send a lot of good vibes to you.
Yep. It's medicine for the soul.
Exactly.
Yep. Super energetic and refreshing.
Yep. So, I definitely want to check out his other works, and especially his debut work. Heavy was the album. So how different it is, that debut album compared to the stuff that he's released recently. Is it much the same, or did we have like an interesting change and evolution in the style? Like, that to me, like, when we discover an artist like this that we just like really like falling too hard, it really makes me like interested in going through like their back catalog and see like their history and their development.
Right.
So, you guys, we're moving on to an artist that we all know that Nick absolutely loves.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, considering like you gave it the highest score out of all of us.
I give all of his songs the highest score. Let's be honest here. I don't think there's a single song that I've rated lower than a 5.
Yep.
By the way, if you don't know, 5 is our highest rating.
Yeah.
I mean, normally, and granted for you folks, when we rate these songs, we're not rating on how good we think these songs are, because there's a lot of songs that I really enjoyed but didn't rate that high. It's really more about our talking points, like how much we can actually talk about the song.
Right.
Yeah.
So the fact that he can say a lot about the song really tells you just how much he enjoys the songs. So who is it?
So this is Han Dong-geun.
Weird.
Which is his song is "Thank You for Letting Me Leave." I've talked about Han Dong-geun a lot, and that's because I think his voice is very one of a kind. We see artists inside of K-pop, because the K-pop market is very flooded. We see artists that have a very similar style or stylistic choice or voice to other artists, but I've never been able to say that another artist has a similar vocal style or a similar artistic expression as Han Dong-geun. And that's because there really isn't anyone with this powerful of a voice.
Right.
So in this song, I mean, Han Dong-geun is a ballad artist, so no surprise it's a ballad. But again, it's that emotional expression that gets me every time.
Yep. Delivering vocals that are painted very much with the artist's own emotions and their charisma and their style. He does have that in spades.
Yeah. And I mean, it seems so effortless for him. Like, it seems like this is just like another everyday thing, because he can consistently do this. He can consistently pull out these emotions out of you and just like put that almost into words.
And, another thing I like about his style is that he also has a bit of a kind of a timeless style. It's a style that doesn't feel that far off from his predecessors from a decade ago, 2 decades ago, 3, 4 decades ago. He could be at home in those styles from those eras with his deliveries. He's got a wide range of appeal, right? People in their 20s could enjoy his music. People in their 30s, in their 40s, 50s, he can appeal, to a wide range. So.
I think one thing that's really great about his style as well is that it's not a style that requires the MV to listen to. It's all about his emotional expression in the music. So like this one, right? It's him sitting in a room, almost not moving, and singing. And that's all he needs.
Definitely puts a lot of focus on him, because like even watching the MV, like you notice that there's a lot of times where he's off center, and the side that he's on has the most stuff. It helps you focus in on him. The MV is not about the video itself. It's all about his vocals. It definitely
Yep.
lets you focus in on his vocals. So
Yep. It just further helps sell the emotions that he is, imbuing into you with his vocals. You see the emotions on his face as he's delivering his vocals. It just adds another layer to the emotional engagement. So,
Yeah, and I mean, like, it's always like one of his most capturing points is always at the climax of the song. Rather near the end of the song, last 3/4 of the song. But one thing I also really like about his songs is that a lot of them include electric guitar, because I feel like that's something that's not done enough in ballads. We hear a lot of like piano, acoustic guitar,
violin.
Yeah. And I mean, in here, don't get me wrong, in here there still is violin, there still is acoustic guitar.
Yep.
But incorporating the electric guitar, I feel like is a really great choice because it gives it a different feel.
Right.
Yep.
Especially inside of the climax, I feel like the electric guitar can add a little tension because now you have these acoustic and these electric elements going at each other. But I really, really enjoyed the song. I think that this is, in my opinion, it's not one of his best works ever. Because he recently released a song as well called "I Cry," and that's probably my favorite thing he's ever released. But this is still easily like one of my top 5 from him.
Oh yeah.
I think the first song that we talked about is probably my favorite from Dong Geun.
And I mean, like, it really speaks volumes to like how good he is, because we've talked about it before. We don't like talking about ballads a lot because it feels like there's not a whole lot to say on them
without repeating what we've already said before about
without
other
repeating what
ballads.
we've already said, but without the ballad, through the ballads, right? Because a ballad is a very restricted genre, and there's not really a whole lot you can do outside of it that makes it still work. And so
it's very much dependent on the vocalist's ability to get you emotionally engaged.
Yep. But time and time again, we've seen Han Dong-gun recurring in our videos.
Right.
And that really, I think that really speaks volumes to like how good he can really like inflict those emotions, and how good his expression is.
And how even in the MV they take like the simplest shots of like maybe a bust shot or a face shot, just showing like him belting out those like chords, like speaks
those
volumes. Yeah.
So. All right, so you guys ready to move it on?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Double whammy for me.
So this next one came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it did.
So, Laura, you want to take it away?
Yeah. So this is an artist. I haven't heard of this artist before. I don't know if either of you have, but it is Yenjamin.
Yenjamin. I've only heard of his stuff, or seen the name in passing. Never actually. I probably checked out a couple of stuff, but I think it's the first one that actually really sat down and listened to. So.
Yeah. And this song it features definitely one of our favorite artists that we really enjoy talking about, SOOVI, for the song Burrito. And
Yep.
not gonna lie, the moment I saw the title of the song, I kind of got hungry and had cravings for burritos. I haven't had burritos in so long. I could go for one.
Now, he's a hip hop artist, and I really do enjoy his deliveries in this song. It's he's not like trying to be hard, right? It's he's just being chill, laid back with his delivery, and especially with what the song is about. It's a bit of a love song,
right?
Kind of talking about the emotions, kind of like those fleeting feelings, as the I don't know, kind of like the you got moments where you just want to kind of erase those memories, from the times that you were hurt, things that they've said. Talking about the here we are at the chorus, right, with SOOVI talking about the past days that we lived. Time passes. It's a bit kind of melancholic with this with the lyrics.
Yep.
And the song itself, it's very. It's still, it doesn't feel like super heavy, emotional, like super heartbreaking or anything like that. It's kind of like a light release is what you're feeling with the song.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it definitely feels like it's one like at the point where it could be at the end of the relationship, or where you're trying to recover from a relationship that's kind of just ended, and you're just trying to reestablish yourself, and that's something that you can see with like a cafe, a coffee with coffee. That's how most people start their morning, with a cup of coffee. And it could be like a new chapter in his life, in their life. And especially having that like kind of phone call conversation style within the music video, it's like almost like the next chapter,
Yeah, because like I was in the second verse, and he's talking about like just wanting a little bit more, of a I guess like more like a space between us. They're talking about like the push and pull or going back and forth. You do get a bit of that. And with the lyrics too, they're not your usual like throwaway lyrics. That's one thing that I really enjoyed about the song. It's so in general, I don't like when lyrics are too kind of I don't know, or like they're trying to be way too flowery with the words that you have just no idea what the heck they're talking about, right? There's a lot of songs that do that, and I get lost with that because like I'm just so bad at like abstract thinking, or that kind of stuff, like poetry, like really abstract poetry. I'm awful at. But when it's just abstract enough to kind of keep it, kind of ambiguous, and so you really have to look at the context to get the meaning. That to me, I find it interesting.
Yeah.
Because like my reading comprehension on like super abstract stuff is not that great. I'm not that intelligent as much as I try to make myself sound to be.
Oh, I'm not intelligent at all. I just say a lot of stuff. Eventually, something sticks.
And I mean, one thing I think that really is great about the song as well is it's like literally it's about as lo-fi as like a hip hop song could be. Like that intro was fully lo-fi.
Oh yeah.
And if they continued that through, it could be literally a lo-fi song. And I think SOOVI here, I mean, as much of a SOOVI fanboy as I already am, I think SOOVI was a great addition to this song. Because her voice flows. Her voice flows like effortlessly with the song style. Yeah, and it kind of gives like a bit of a breath of fresh air from in between when Yenjamin's rapping. So I definitely really like that as well, because like we talked about before with artistic choices, like it also, when you're gonna feature somebody on your song, you have to make very wise choices. Like for example, if they instead of SOOVI here, they put Han Dong Geun, it would have been such a mismatch and such like counterproductive to what the song was going for. It wouldn't have worked. It would have been a train wreck. But because SOOVI, it flows really well, and there's quite a few vocalists that you could put here that would do this, that would create the same effect. But all of them have different elements, right? It's like, for example, another person with a stylistic similar voice is Boramiyu, right? But Boramiyu wouldn't have worked as well here.
No, her voice is a bit too light for it.
It's too light and a bit, she's pop oriented. Whereas SOOVI's very much R&B oriented. This works perfectly for her. Yeah, she was really able to kind of convey that kind of wispy longingness with her part of the song. And also like I feel like every time we hear from SOOVI, and I don't know if you guys have noticed this as well, but like when we first saw her on debut, and I feel like she's grown so much since then. Vocally. Like she's made so many good changes to the way she sings and her stylistic choices as well. Yeah, I mean, especially as she goes kind of more and more into like exploring these hip hop genres. So definitely. What did you guys think of the phone conversation at the end? I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, I really did. I actually, that to me, like, in a way, I almost feel like that's a part of the song.
A little bit.
as
I feel like I
important.
wouldn't like the song as much if that wasn't there.
Yeah, it was really. I don't know. It felt like it's an important part of the song. You know, it kind of helps kind of close out the feeling of everything that you're going through with the song.
Yeah.
So
It definitely added a couple of more layers to the song to make it more three-dimensional, more personable to both the artists, you know. And it was just a great addition. Because like Nick said, it's a very much of a lo-fi hip hop. It definitely makes it like a very simplistic song. It's not overly complicated, but it is very easy to listen to, and very similar to like the entire MV. It's not overly like complicated. It's got like the cafe at night, which, you know, has great symbolism to it as well. You know, the night being the end of the day, end of a chapter, but how people start, you know,
it's also the perfect place to be listening to this kind of music.
Exactly. And
100%.
And, you know, it could be a start of a new chapter of their lives, like I said earlier, you know. And then like Yenjamin with the keyboard in the background as well, you know, very simplistic choice, not very like difficult, not very overcomplicated, you know, just adds to that simplicity. And it doesn't, and I feel like there's a lot of like overcomplicated end of relationship songs out there. Like having one that is just very simplistic adds to a nice change of pace.
Also, I just wanted to say, when you brought up the phone conversation at the end, I'm like, man, like that's exactly what's playing. That's exactly the part of the song I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Timing.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I think definitely the phone conversation, like, I think what the phone conversation also added was it really helped that closed sound space. Because, like, that closed sound stage is also very personal. And you see, and what really helps that closed sound stage is at the beginning when he meets that guy to go play the piano while he's rapping. And then, like, as SOOVI comes in, it kind of closes it all out. You know? So I really also enjoyed that they played into the closed sound stage in their MV as well.
Yeah.
You know, all the times I've listened to it, I've never skipped that part. I always end it after that conversation.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I feel like the song doesn't end until that conversation is over.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
And I've listened to this a lot too this week. So. Well, all right. So, you guys ready? Moving on to the last one.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Of the week.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Bro, this came out of nowhere for me. So, it's right. It's ITZY with ма.피.아 in the morning. Very girl crush. Was not expecting that.
ITZY decided to go trap.
Yeah.
Like that starting with the gunshot and then
With the gunshot and the
really high synth.
Yep.
I was like, oh no, they're actually trap. Whoa.
Yeah.
Because like we've seen ITZY do this like kind of weird back and forth kind of style that ITZY's very known for. We saw it with Dalla Dalla. We saw it with ICY.
Yeah.
But like it was always girl group oriented, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it's not. They don't care anymore.
Yeah, because like
ITZY said we built different.
Yeah, and the only time that they kind of change it up a little bit is in the pre-chorus, right, where it kind of almost feels like it's about to go into something like kind of South American or like kind of Latin-ish.
They definitely
not
take that
quite.
approach, yeah.
Yeah. So, but like that opening, well, it was like, wow, you know, this is like very, yeah, like you said, right, very trap, very girl crush, and I'm thinking back to like all these other girl groups over the past like how many years that have done a similar type of opening. I'm like, this is ITZY though. Like they're not gonna go all the way. They have.
Yeah. That's what it feels like, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, but it's ITZY. It's like they're not. What?
And the entire time, like the whole song, I was just waiting for it to go take that turn where, all right, now this is the part where ITZY goes into like their fun ITZY, you know, like theme that they always do. Nah.
Dude,
Nah.
and I feel like, so you know how like you have there's almost like a stylistic definition for each group, right?
Yeah.
Like when you think of Mamamoo, you think of powerful vocals.
Yep.
When you think of Oh My Girl, you think of like pretty and fairy, ethereal, right?
Yeah.
But like I feel like with ITZY, like my definition keeps getting redefined every comeback.
Yeah.
Like
It feel this one, at least with the like instrumentals, it definitely feels like it's almost in the realm of Stray Kids, especially with God's Menu. I mean, I could be very much wrong, but
no, I definitely see it. I feel like one thing that's really good about when JYP groups come back is that their songs sound like they're stylistically similar.
Yeah.
But it's like this is like ITZY's song, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
right.
Like, but they all still kind of still reside within that JYP universe of music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I could definitely see Stray Kids doing a similar style to this. However, I think like Bang Chan, right, who produces the songs, would make quite a few stylistic differences that make it really like Stray Kids song.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
And I think that's really cool with JYP groups.
Yeah.
yeah, like you were talking about earlier with the pre-chorus, Stray Kids would have probably gone a way different route from that. So
Yeah. But like that also plays really well into ITZY's own style of like you don't know what to expect next from ITZY. Like they went almost like you said, almost South American, right?
yeah,
And that's fine. But like then they threw it back into that chanting style, and then they went back into trap. It's like every verse, every pre-chorus, every chorus is always different with ITZY.
yep.
Like
And
at the start of this, they've never done anything like this.
One thing that really blew me away too was the hip hop style of mixing and mastering that they did for this song, like was just spot on. Like it was definitely very much like, it felt very natural. Like that is exactly what this group is supposed to be from the very beginning. Is what it feels like.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
it's such a great job.
And it's crazy because like this is like very mixing and mastering that I would expect from like YG.
Yeah.
Or one of YG subsidiaries.
Yes. Yeah.
Like if someone was like, oh yeah, they hired YG's mixing and mastering for this, I would be like, okay, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Like
right?
I did not know JYP was capable of this. You know, like JYP has always been that kind of more poppier aspect, you know.
Yep.
Aside Stray Kids aside, they've always been that more popular aspect. Like we saw it with GOT7, we saw it with Twice, we saw it with even ITZY at the start.
Yeah, because even GOT7 had blown me away too. With, some of their B-side tracks where it's straight rap from GOT7. I'm like, wow, I wasn't expecting this. It's like this is JYP.
So man, I'm like seriously like thrown for a loop. I don't at this point, like if you ask me, oh, what is ITZY? I'd be like, I don't know, dude.
It's a
you
dice
find
roll.
out for yourself.
It's a dice roll.
Yeah.
Whatever you get is what you get.
Seriously, it feels like I'm rolling like 2 6-sided die, and whatever I land on is what I get.
Exactly.
And regardless of what I land on, it's gonna be a bop.
Yep. Now, the members, bro, like, you got Yeji and Ryujin with that rap, killing it. Yeah, with those vocals.
And I never thought I would expect this, but I didn't know I needed Yuna rapping.
Bro, Yuna rapping.
Bro, because her voice is so innately childlike, right? Because it's very nasal, it's very childlike. But like when she had her own rap section where she's just going off, I'm like, what's happening? Why do I like this? What?
It's good.
It's a bop.
It's good.
She pulled it off so well.
Yeah, I didn't even know Yuna could actually rap that well. I mean, like the fact that they have like all of them are obviously vocalists as well.
Yeah.
But like the fact that all of them are also rappers is insane. That's like insane amounts of training.
Right.
Man. And there was that one scene in there where Ryujin, like, she's going to her rap, and then in the dance choreography, she kind of did like that kind of weird, kind of twisted smile. I'm like, whoa. Like they pulled that off well with the editing, with the video editing, and well, with her conveying that image as well.
Right.
Now, Chaeyoung, not really a knock, but she's almost a bit too pretty for this concept. Like how
Yeah.
how like what a nice problem to have, right? That you're almost too pretty for a concept.
You're too good looking for a concept.
But she still fits in, you know.
Yeah.
Like she's not really out of place.
Yeah, because I mean, typically from this kind of concept, you expect a little more rough look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Chaeyoung just doesn't have that look.
Yeah.
I mean, they tried. You know, they put them in all black. They put them,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in everything they could. But like,
With strong makeup.
yeah.
I would say it's probably lesser of like a rough, like it's more like Chaeyoung kind of looks way too young for this concept.
Yeah, she still got that baby face.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Because
But she's not the maknae.
yeah, because this like when they debuted, it was very much of a fun girl crush concept.
Yeah.
But this very much feels like that femme fatale. Especially
Yeah.
with the concept being the title having the word mafia in it. You know. You know, it's got to have that ferocity, and like all the girls look absolutely beautiful. You know, but it not all of them really pull off that super femme fatale as easily as other members, because you know it's got to have that like they've got the charisma, but it's that ferociousness that and you know. And you can definitely see the makeup artist tried. You see the costume designer tried, and
Same with the set pieces. Yeah, the set director.
yeah, they honestly did their best. But you know, when it comes to the vocals and the rapping, they obviously very much pulled that ferocity off very easily.
Mm-hmm.
It's just their natural baby face makes it a little bit harder. But,
Yeah, because if you were to just play the song to me and not tell me who it was, ITZY would have been like the last group I would have thought of.
Yeah.
Like I would have told you, like, I don't know, like Third Eye or something, you know, like
And Third Eye fits this concept really well, so that makes sense.
because he did with Queen, right?
Yeah. Man, like, I think this is probably hands down my favorite song from ITZY.
Bro. Like this came out, and you know, I normally don't really care much for these songs, for these type of songs, right?
Yeah, normally you're not like overly fond of the trappy sound.
Yeah, well, because it's not super crashy here, but also
Yeah.
even with like just the even like the vocal style, like I'm not normally a fan of that style either. You know, like I'll hear it, I'll listen to it, you know, I can sit down and listen to it and be like, all right, cool. But I don't know, man. Like they put it off very well here. It blew me away, and I was like, I've been kind of like waning with my kind of like my stand power on ITZY. You know, when I saw it, I'm like, all right, well, what's ITZY gonna do now? You know. And I was just, I was just kind of cautious.
I think that unpredictableness is like really a strong suit for them, though.
Yeah, it's what adds to the fun with following this group like this.
It adds a nice variety. I mean, granted, it's still those songs still very much feel like they're within the realm of girl crush, but they definitely try different kinds of girl crushes, and adding that variety, kind of like attempting to bring out each girl's like uniqueness in each song, works so well with them.
Yeah, I think for me, if that pre-chorus, you know, taking a direction that they did and having like Leah and Chaeyoung with their vocals coming that way, I think that's what really got me. Like if they didn't have that and they just stayed in that same kind of trap like essence throughout the whole song, I think I would have gotten bored very quick. So having those vocal sections and having the music kind of take up in a different direction kind of helped keep it fresh for me and made me crave it more. Like even when you went back into you know like their trap hip hop, like I was craving that part too when I was in the middle of the pre-chorus. I'm like, sweet. They pulled that back and forth to me very well. So
yeah, I for me, what interested me was like it made me want to see where they could take the entire music video. Because you know, like seeing them kind of like for like Ryujin, like almost like having her stand as a mannequin and kind of like moving away from that and kind of like switching her into the whole like femme fatale look, or having them like switch costumes, switch hairstyles, to kind of like show different kinds of femme fatale that you would see in like movies.
Yeah.
Like just kind of made it so much more interesting, and you know, it just was a very interesting MV to watch. You know.
Yep. I think another thing that helps too is just all the other songs that have been released the past few weeks, months. Having a song of this style, which we haven't had a lot of, is another thing that could kind of help keep it fresh for me. So one thing I'm afraid of though is we're probably on the cusp of yet another girl crush onslaught.
Well, we just have to hope it's not as bad as the first one.
Yeah, that last one spanned for way too long.
Yeah, I can handle it for like a couple months,
But not a year.
but not a year. Almost like a year and a half. I can't do that.
That was just way too much, way too long.
Yeah.
I'm ready for, you know, I'd be down for another light onslaught, like you said, for a couple months.
Yeah, I'm down. Especially if it's like this.
Yeah, especially if it's like this. But don't drag it out, man. Please don't drag it out for. Don't drag it out for half a year or a full year.
No.
I'm still a little bit traumatized from that last time. So, all right. So I've been really stalling, a lot because I still haven't picked my MV of the week yet. So I'm gonna throw it over to Nick because I'm pretty sure he's already picked his. So yeah, it's probably not gonna be a surprise. So go for it, dude.
So my MV of the week, given everything that I said about it, and probably my, like, hands down, like, the one that got me the most into this week, was ITZY.
Nice. All right.
*Mafia in the Morning.
Okay.
I think, like I talked about, you know, ITZY, they're surprising me every time, and stuff. I still, obviously, what everyone thought I was going to pick was Han Dong-gun, but and I still really like Han Dong-gun's, but I think how off guard I was on ITZY's, and how much, like, I didn't expect this kind of a concept and didn't know how well they would do, and just all of those ifs that worked out perfectly, like, that really impressed me.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Aura, you got your pick?
Yeah, I do. So for me, it's actually going to be Ruiz's Ma Babe. It is such a nice pick me up.
Yeah.
That nostalgia feeling. It's a nice feel good song, and you know it sets itself apart from the other songs that we talked about, and the other songs that we didn't even get a chance to talk about. You know.
Oh yeah. There
were so many great songs, but Ruiz's My Babe is definitely one of my favorites for this week.
Yeah, and you know, for myself, like, among the ones that we didn't talk about, like, there was Kassy with "I Will Light Your Way," you know, with Utopia. Like, those are really great. I really enjoy those. Like, and that's not even including some of the other ones that, you know, I didn't even like list off, but you know. And just like with what Aura said, Ruiz Ma Babe, that was great. Yenjamin's Burrito with SOOVI, also fantastic, you know. But I think for me, I have to give it to ITZY. Like, when I first heard it, I was like, this is gonna be on repeat for the rest of the week, and it absolutely was. So that's that, man.
So
right,
I'm the odd one out again this time.
Yeah.
ITZY world domination.
All right, so quick shots with Aura.
Okay, so this is something that I'm really happy about. Twice has become the first foreign girl group in to win a double platinum award for RIAJ, which stands for Recording Industry Association of Japan. They recently, for streaming, physical and digital sales as well. So, and this is for the song "Feel Special."
Yep.
And they are second only to BTS's Dynamite. And
yeah, because Twice has been one of the leaders of this second Hallyu wave that's in Japan right now.
Oh yeah.
So when I say second Hallyu wave, I'm not talking about like the second Hallyu wave period. Like, I'm talking about just the second time it's happened in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And
It's
you know
great.
they've also recently, especially posted up on their YouTube and V Live, their YouTube Platinum button. They recently got
Oh,
one of
wow.
those, so you know they're definitely getting quite a few rewards as
A lot
well.
of platinums thrown their way.
Yeah, and you know they're also having another release in June. So yeah, a lot of Twice information all around.
Yep.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, and you know that's it. All I got for Twice. But there's one other news that I have that you know I just want to rub it in. I just want to rub it in. Okay, so you know for anyone that's watched our previous bingo board, not our current one that we have going on, but for I believe fall and winter, I said, you know, we need a full-on Viking MV. We got that, like just recently, from Norazo called Vegetable. It is very much of a joking kind of like
It's-
fun
yeah.
MV, but it is the Viking MV I asked for, and I am gonna rub it into these two guys' face because they had no faith. I'm like, I want a Viking MV. I need a Viking MV. I don't care what kind of MV. I need that Viking MV, and it happened. I
I mean, it's still not what we were expecting for a Viking MV because you know if it was
Right.
going to happen, we were expecting like more like a serious type of theme where it's like Kingdom, right? Where they would have thrown like gone into like Viking lore with the MV. Because
Right.
like they were the closest. They were the closest that I thought that would have been like, okay, if there's going to be any group out there, any artist out there that does a Viking MV, it'd be Kingdom.
Yeah.
But I still got.
True.
I'm still counting.
It still
this.
counts.
It still
counts.
counts. It still
Yeah.
counts.
All right. Well, in a bit of sad news, like I'm like very disappointed about this, but considering their circumstances, Lee Kwang-soo, he is departing Running Man after his ankle injury, right? So
Yeah.
even with all the therapy and whatnot, he's gotta leave the show, for his health. So, I'll always support a person's decision to, halt activities or leave a group or leave a show if it means, taking care of their health. So, as disappointed as I am,
It is.
I want to support his health. It's for his health. So, definitely, always want the best for him, for sure. So, now, Nick, were you stowing away a quick shot from us? Did you have something else that you were hiding from us that you were going to toss in at the end?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Because it looked like you were. Do you?
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
I figured. I knew it.
So, April Go-Go brand member reputation rankings got released,
Okay.
Bro. Some
and
bombs
they
right there.
were. It's a mess, right? Coming up now that we're getting into May's releases will definitely kind of normalize things a little bit. Given that this was released a while ago, but Brave Girls actually holds 4 of the top 7 spots. Now that's insane. Given that they're competing with other people such as Blackpink's Rosé, Red Velvet's Wendy, Blackpink's Jennie, Mamamoo's Wheein, Oh My God's Arin,
Cross Generations Taeyeon.
Girls' Generation's Taeyeon, and that rounds out like the top 10.
Yeah, you're talking
And-
about like hard hitting girl groups up there.
Yeah, and I mean even outside of the top 10, April's like the April member reputation rankings are a mess.
Oh yeah.
Like we see what is it like 5 WJSN members in the middle
Yep.
kind of the run.
Yep.
All of them ranking above Red Velvet's Joy
Yep.
and ranking right below Red Velvet's Solgi.
Yep.
Chu pushed out of the top 10.
But she's still like right sandwiched between Blackpink's Jisoo and Mamamoo's Hwasa. So like
Yep.
those are power members of the K-pop industry.
Yep. So definitely super interesting. I'm actually like normally I don't get really excited about member reputation rankings because it's kind of whatever. But now I'm really excited for May
Because it's Brave Girls.
Yeah, because I want to see what, like, I want to see where normal now stands. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Once the hype dies down, like we know like what the real, like, I guess the standings are. Once
Yeah.
if things are normalized, do they have that permanent presence on the rankings? So, because right now Brave Girls Yujung is like 1, ranked first place, above Blackpink's Rosé.
True. Yeah.
It'd definitely be a very interesting thing to see how things change between like April to May, and heck, even the rest of summer, like how everything's gonna fluctuate. It's just be really interesting just to see how the band ranking.
And I mean, I'm super excited to see if Rollin as well for Brave Girls, if Rollin, if that continues to grow popularity, especially because we're getting into summer now, because Rollin is a summer song.
It's a very summery song. Yep. Yeah, because we've seen like in 2019, Blackpink only had 1 release, but they stayed at the top of the reputation rankings as a girl group. Like either they were first place or they were second place. They never left like the top 5, even with only that 1 release.
And I mean things like WJ Sen having their 124th subunit coming out, like
I lost track. They literally had.
I think
over 5.
if someone told me it was actually 124, I wouldn't be surprised at this point.
I'd be like, okay.
So like WJ Sen having their 124th subunit now, like coming out, that's gonna push their rankings more into like next month's rankings, which may already be out by the time you guys see this, but next month's rankings might even be more of a mess.
Yep.
So definitely excited for that.
That's a great note to end it off on.
Yeah. All right. You think it's about ready to wrap it up?
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. This has been ISSUE Nation. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click that bell icon if you want to know when we upload in the future. All the links to all our socials and the MVs will be in the description down below. Once again, you guys have heard this before, but thank you so much to our wonderful patrons. You guys help us help make better content for you guys, and also make sure you go check out our Patreon if you want to see other videos that we release that don't actually make it to our YouTube. So with that, we will see you guys next week.
Bye.